you need to repackage or rebrand Ayurveda to make it appealing, accessible to Lokesh, to Salman. That was the idea behind what we were doing. We said, look, जो पुरानी है वो अच्छी है, उसमें कुछ गुणों है, right? What is there, what is old, has some value, but it just needs to come to location, Salman, a format that appeals to them. And that is what we try to do with Dr. Ved. Globally, Ayurveda is still not very well known. Globally, Ayurveda बहुत छोटा है, तो हमारा काम भी बहुत बाकी है to take Ayurveda to the world, right? To see Ayurveda on the shelves of 100 countries.
Hello everyone, welcome in the 6th episode of the MedTalk powered by Game of Pharma. Today we have with us Arjun Vaidya sir. Sir is the ex-CEO of the Dr. Vaidya and also featured in the Forbes Asia 30 Under 30. Welcome on the show, sir.
Thanks, Lokesh. Thanks, Salman, for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you. And finally, we found a time to do this. I'm really excited for the conversation.
So, you graduated from the Brown University. Then you worked in the corporate like 2 to 3 years. Then you shifted towards the entrepreneurship, sir. So, sir, what motivates you to shift things, sir?
Sure, yeah. So I think, look, for any entrepreneur, there has to be a larger purpose behind what you're doing, right? Money, revenue, funding, fame, all of those things are not as important as the deep purpose, right? So for me, my family legacy was actually the deep purpose that motivated me to build what I built. So Vaidya, my last name is Ayurvedic doctor. I come from a legacy of 150 years of Ayurveda in my family. So my grandfather, great-grandfather, and generations before are Ayurvedic doctors. As a family, we had more than 100 formulations passed down from generation to generation. This was our family's IP. Personally, I am also I've had an experience with Ayurveda myself, right? So my grandfather was a doctor. He saw 300 to 350 patients a day in his clinic. He had 12,000 patients right in by a post, but he wasn't a businessman. He didn't care for sales, distribution, marketing, or strategy. But when I was born and I was 2 years old, I suffered from juvenile bronchitis. I suffered from asthma. And I grew up with pumps, nebulizers, steroids, inhalers. I was not allowed to have ice cream. I was not allowed to have Coca-Cola, Fanta, Limca, like all the other kids. But I was also not allowed to play cricket, right? Because there's too much dust on the cricket field, and the dust actually interfered with my asthma. So after 14 years of treatment, I was cured of asthma. And I was allowed to play cricket again, and I became the captain of my school cricket team. And for me, that was a life-changing moment. That was a really important moment. So Ayurveda to me became more than just family legacy. It became something that had a very deep personal impact in my life. And I had made a promise to my grandfather that time that I'll do something with the legacy. I went to Brown. I saw yoga being repackaged, yoga mats, yoga gyms, yoga apparel, multi-billion-dollar industry in the US. But Indian companies didn't have much to do with it. And I thought that shouldn't be the case. Indian companies should take Ayurveda to the world. So I came back to India. Unfortunately, my grandfather passed. I was in a private equity job. And I remembered my promise to him. So I quit my job and I took on his legacy and I started a company called Dr. Vaidya, named it after him. And that's why that's what motivated me actually to take forward my grandfather's legacy and to take forward my family's legacy. The back of my mind, that was always there.
Actually, I wanted to ask you, like, ऐसा नहीं है सर कि मैं किसी को अच्छा या बुरा बोला. I'm not judging anything, but we as a human we have a kind of thought process that कोई चीज अगर बहुत पुरानी है, बहुत old age की है, तो that is a kind of primitive. And in place when we have the advanced technologies in allopathy and also, why you think that people will go for the Ayurveda, especially in India, जहाँ पे we used to think कि अगर western से कुछ आया तो that is obviously more good and जो हमारे पास वाला है वो थोड़ा सा less है.
Yeah, I think really, I mean, it's an important point that you brought up, right? And that's the reason that we went ahead and did Dr. Vaidya, because we saw that modern consumers actually thought that because it's Indian, because it's old, we don't want to consume it. But really, Ayurveda has stood the test of time. Right? Allopathy has come over the last 200, 250 years. Ayurveda has been there for 5,000 years. And it's still there, right? So there is something about Ayurveda that has value. The problem is that because it's old, it doesn't appeal to modern consumers, right? That's the challenge. And so the objective behind Dr. Vaidya's was, you need to repackage or rebrand Ayurveda to make it appealing, accessible to Lokesh, to Salman. That was the idea behind what we were doing. We said, look, जो पुरानी है वो अच्छी है, उसमें कुछ गुणों है, right? What is there, what is old, has some value, but it just needs to come to location, Salman, in a format that appeals to them. And that is what we try to do with Dr. Vaidya. So look, when I was growing up in India, we were obsessed with imported products, right? I grew up in India where for my 11th birthday, I was gifted a Japanese electronic sharpener from a store that only sold imported products because what was considered imported was good and what was considered Indian was substandard. That's changed in India, though.
We bring up that thought
In
process.
India today, we are happy to consume, we are happy to consume quintessentially Indian brands. We're proud of our heritage. I wear this band with the Indian flag on my hand every single day. If you see Dr. Vedia's products, you buy any of our products, it still says proudly Indian on the front and center of the packaging, right? So there has been a change in India, but exactly what you said, right? Ayurveda was perceived as boring, old style, and poorly packaged. And with Dr. Vedia's, we wanted to change that and bridge the connect between ancient Ayurveda and modern consumers. That was the idea behind the company.
So sir, basically you guys are like you're trying to give it a new form. Like आपके पास में कुछ ऐसे products भी है जैसे कोई kind of Chyawanprash in candy format. Will you please elaborate like वो अब वो उस sticky form में और पुराने form में नहीं आते कि people will like hate to have it.
तो आपने भी च्यवनप्राश खाया होगा, right? When you were a kid.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Everyone in India, every kid in
Yes.
India has been forced by their mother or grandmother to have Chyawanprash. But because of the format, black, bitter, sticky, inconvenient paste, लोग बंद करते हैं, right? Because it's good for your immunity. It has so many benefits. It has so many ingredients. Amla, Taj, Lavang, Ilaichi, Jaifal, Javantri, Kesar, all of these ingredients packed into one paste. But because it's black, bitter, sticky, and inconvenient, when you have the ability to make a decision, you stop having it. And you tell your mom, not going to have it, right? And Indian kids sometimes end up having Bonvita instead of Chyawanprash. So those things are not comparable at all, right? So what we said is, look, Chyawanprash is good, but its format makes it unappealing. So can we give the goodness of Chyawanprash to kids in a format they'll actually enjoy having it and it'll become easy for their parents to give it to them. That was the idea behind Chakash, the world's first Chyawanprash in a toffee form.
Because it seems like कि हम लोग पूरे ऑडियंस को कभी like 100% कंज्यूमर्स को तो हम टारगेट ऑब्वियसली नहीं कर सकते. सो इज इट लाइक कि हमारे पास कुछ एक परसेंटेज ऑफ कस्टमर है जो चाहते हैं दैट वी नीड द आयुर्वेदा न्यू फॉर्म एंड वी आर टारगेटिंग दैट कस्टमर ग्रुप, और you people also promote that we should have Ayurveda in place of allopathy.
I thought this should be a millennial brand only for modern customers in urban cities, etc. All of that. But very quickly I realized that's not my calling. With Dr. Vedi's, our goal was we need to be the one-stop shop for Ayurveda digitally. For any customer who wanted to consume Ayurveda online, we need to be the one-stop shop, right? So that was the idea behind the brand. It's not just modern, it's not just new age. We sold a constipation churan, we sold a pachak churan, we sold a pain balm. So all the products were on new format. But if you were sitting in Muzaffarnagar, Trichy, Imphal, Delhi, Calcutta, Bombay, Bangalore, and you wanted an Ayurvedic product and a high quality Ayurvedic doctor available at the touch of your fingertips, we would be that brand. That was the idea. So ancient Ayurveda for modern India. That was what Dr. Vedias put together.
So sir, we can see in Diwali and other festival like we are go for the chocolates. After some days we can see that लोग च्यवनप्राश की candy order कर रहे होंगे क्योंकि India is going for the immunity in corona pandemic.
India is going
Yes,
for the immunity.
काढ़े से लेके इस कोरोना के टाइम पे काढ़े से लेके लोगों ने बहुत इम्यूनिटी पे ध्यान दिया. तो सर आपको क्या लगता है कि इन द 5 to 10 years आयुर्वेदा की कितनी ग्रोथ है सर आयुर्वेदा मार्केट?
बहुत ग्रोथ बाकी है, बहुत स्कोप बाकी है, बिकॉज अब तक वी आर स्टिल स्क्रैचिंग द सर्फेस, राइट? लास्ट 1 year में बहुत ग्रोथ हुई है बिकॉज ऑफ कोरोना वायरस, बिकॉज ऑफ द नीड फॉर इम्यूनिटी, बट ग्लोबली आयुर्वेदा इज स्टिल नॉट वेरी वेल नोन. ग्लोबली आयुर्वेदा बहुत छोटा है, तो हमारा काम भी बहुत बाकी है टू टेक आयुर्वेदा टू द वर्ल्ड, राइट? टू सी आयुर्वेदा ऑन द शेल्व्स ऑफ 100 countries, राइट? तो बहुत काम बाकी है, बहुत ग्रोथ बाकी है, बहुत स्कोप बाकी है. अच्छी साइंस है ग्लोबली एज वेल, राइट? अडॉप्शन ऑफ आयुर्वेदा, एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ आयुर्वेदा ग्लोबली भी बहुत हो रहा है, तो काम बहुत बाकी है, बट ग्रोथ तो है.
So I would like to have my
Yes,
next
sir.
question from education. So like you are doing in Dr. Vaidya's that you are presenting the old thing or like a very Ayurveda in a very new format. So do you think that we need to also make our education system that teaches us Ayurveda in a new format, like we need some new courses about Ayurveda or particular courses about Ayurveda?
A lot of work is happening right now, right? A lot of work is already happening. Ministry of Ayush is created. I see all the time there are competitions for young people to get involved in Ayurveda. Prime Minister Modi is talking about Ayurveda all the time. Globally, वो जहाँ भी जाते हैं आयुर्वेदा के बारे में बात करते हैं, तो काम we have started, we have taken the step in the right direction. Creation of Ministry of Ayush. आपको अभी आप बहुत देखते हो Ministry of Ayush is available, it's in the public, but I remember a time very recent in the recent past there was no Ministry of Ayush. Ministry of
Yeah,
Ayush was created in 2014, right? So देखो ये एजुकेशन का काम हमारा काम है इंडस्ट्री पीपल मिनिस्ट्री पीपल researchers academicians professors and customers like you all of us put together as stakeholders need to work together to make Ayurveda well known both in India and globally.
Yeah.
And सबकी responsibility सबकी जिम्मेदारी है.
एंड डेफिनेटली सर इसमें चेंजेस तो हो रहे हैं. जैसे रिसेंटली अभी बी फार्मा स्पेशली फॉर आयुर्वेदा एक कोर्स स्टार्ट हुआ है इन सम कॉलेजेस, बट एक इनिशिएटिव तो आया है, लाइक पीपल आर गोइंग फॉर दैट.
Healthcare is also coming with the new startups like the e-pharmacy and the telemedicine. तो सर आपको क्या लगता है कि हेल्थ केयर की कितनी ग्रोथ है और कैसे कैसे नए स्टार्टअप जो है वो निकल कर आएंगे सर आने वाले टाइम?
देखो, I think e-pharmacies, telemedicine, we were very involved, right? So we sold our products through most of the e-pharmacies. Telemedicine हम भी करते थे, free online consultation. But the idea is कि देखो, healthcare has been very traditional and very old style over the last 100 years, right? And India में since independence. But the last 5-7 years, we have seen कि customers need access to healthcare at the touch of their fingertips. They need convenience, they need ease. And so this is being offered through digital medium. Now think about it, right? If you're a customer, and I had a conversation with a customer 6 months ago who's in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. He ordered Dr. Vaidya's products and then he took a photo of our products on the beach there. Without digital, this wouldn't have been possible, right? And his mother really liked the products. So digital is increasing the access, convenience, and ease of consumption of healthcare. I think that's an amazing outcome for India, because our healthcare penetration is still not as high as it should be. So digital is really bridging this gap, which is beautiful.
So, but you also lived in the US for the some time, sir. तो सर क्या लगता है कि हेल्थ केयर में क्या क्या चेंजेस हैं इन इंडिया ऑल्सो एंड इन यूएस ऑल्सो, मेजर जो है सर?
बहुत बड़े चेंजेस हो गए इन द लास्ट 18 months, राइट? विद कोविड टेली कंसल्टेशन बहुत लोग डरते थे करने में, अभी तो इट्स बिकम नॉर्मल, राइट? This conversation on this podcast, you would have called me somewhere to record it in a studio, but abhi Zoom pe ho raha hai. So the reality is that digital acceptance has increased significantly, and with that, you can be sitting in a Calcutta but get the best doctor for your gastro problem in Mumbai and no problem to engage with this person. And you don't need to set up an appointment and then come down from Calcutta to Bombay to have the conversation. So I think from that perspective, right, wherever you are in the world or the country, you can get access to the highest quality products and care at the touch of your fingertips. To me, that's the great change that's happened in India over the last 18 months. And while COVID has affected us negatively in many ways, this is the one positive that's come out. The other positive that's come out is that immunity, which was a luxury in India before March 2020, is now an essential. Everybody talks about immunity. Everybody talks about Kadha, Ashwagandha, Giloy, Amla, Chyawanprash. Nobody cared about this earlier. So general health, immunity, and care for health, wellness, and fitness has increased significantly. अभी सबको workout करना है घर पे, सब YouTube पे videos देखते हैं workout. Everyone looks at healthy recipes now. So this last 18 months has really changed significantly how Indians consume health.
कोविड-19 की बहुत पॉजिटिव चीज ये हुई है कि लोगों को सिखा दिया है इसने कि वी नीड टू एनहांस आवर इम्यूनिटी, वी नीड टू वर्क आउट ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस. पहले लाइक ओकेशनली करते थे लोग, बट इसमें एक क्लियरली दिखा है कि जो भी जिनका रूटीन अच्छा था, जिनका लाइफस्टाइल अच्छा था, उनको लाइक इट हैजंट अफेक्टेड मच. सो पीपल आर बिकमिंग कॉन्शियस अबाउट दिस. So sir, do you think that this thing will affect like a stimulus for the market of the healthcare in India or anywhere? Is it suddenly market बढ़ जाएगा about vitamins, about essentials?
It will definitely be a stimulus. Definitely.
Even after 5-10 years, it will be the like stimulating.
Absolutely.
आर्टिकल पढ़ा था, उसके अंदर बहुत अच्छी लाइन लिखी थी कि हर एक बिजनेस का एक टाइम होता है एंड यू हैव टू वेट फॉर दैट टाइम. लाइक टेली कंसल्टिंग का अगर हम पहले बात करें तो वो नहीं था, और यूट्यूब का भी जैसे एक मार्केट आया था, में जियो रिवॉल्यूशन के बाद में मार्केट आया, तो वैसे ही हेल्थ केयर का भी मार्केट है.
This is Ayurveda's time. I remember last year I was in the lift in my building and they have NDTV on TV news in my building, और एक ad break था और 3 back to back आयुर्वेदिक ads आए थे. One was for an Ayurvedic joint pain medicine, one was for Chavanprash, and one was for a general Ayurvedic immunity booster kadha.
सर तो एंड नोट पे अगर आप कुछ कहना चाहें यंगस्टर को अबाउट द हसलिंग लाइफ एंड अबाउट द एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप सर.
Yeah, so just 3 pieces of advice to all young entrepreneurs that I give on every platform that I speak. First is that entrepreneurship is not what you see in the newspapers and the magazine. It's a roller coaster ride, and you need to be willing to accept failure on a daily basis and rise from it. Grit and resilience is what 2020 has taught us. And I think that's the hallmark of any successful entrepreneur, to be able to accept failure and rise back from it. The second thing is you can't do it alone. Young entrepreneurs always think they can do everything on their own. And I was one of those, right? But the reality is you have only 12 or 14 hours that you can put in of work on a daily basis, on a consistent basis. And so you need to do it with a team, right? And the last and the most important thing, which I want to tell all young people are excited by funding and reading news articles, but the reality is there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And entrepreneurship is not a side hustle. It's not a side gig. You can't be slightly pregnant with entrepreneurship. And so really, you have to give your full-time attention if you really want to build a scale-up startup. If it's a side hustle, it can be a hobby or a lifestyle business. But if you really want to build a scalable business, you have to be in full-time. And it's okay to be out. It's okay to say I'm not an entrepreneur, because everyone is not. But if you're in, you have to be 100% in. So yeah, those are the 3 pieces of advice: grit and resilience. You can't do it alone. And entrepreneurship is not a side hustle.
Yes, sir. So आपने बहुत सही बात बोली कि entrepreneurship is all about teamwork. And many youngsters are thinking that जो करेंगे अपने आप करेंगे, अकेले करेंगे. It's not possible, sir, because you have to like if we started the podcast, we have to technical work, we have the editing work, also the social media work, sir. So sir, thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time, sir.
Thank you for having me, guys.